Hey kids, have you ever heard the story of the speedy hare and the patient hedgehog? Well, let me tell you. Once upon a time, in a lush green forest, there lived a super-fast hare. Every day he would zoom through the forest, showing off just how fast he could run. He loved the feeling of the wind rushing past him and the blur of the trees as he sped by. One day the hare came across a slow-moving hedgehog. The hare couldn't help but laugh at the hedgehog's pace. "Hey, Hedgehog, where do you think you'll get walking that slow?" he asked, giggling. The hare thought it was the funniest thing he had ever seen. The hedgehog replied calmly, "Speed isn't everything, my friend." He spoke with a wisdom that the hare didn't understand. "But if you want, we can test it in a race." The hedgehog's eyes twinkled with a quiet confidence. The hare burst into laughter. "A race? With you? That's hilarious." He couldn't believe the hedgehog was serious. "But sure, let's do it for fun," he said. The hare was confident that he would win easily. The next morning, all the animals in the forest gathered for the race. They were excited to see the competition between the hare and the hedgehog. As soon as it started, the hare sped off, leaving the hedgehog far behind in just a few minutes. He was a blur of motion, confident in his victory. Confident in his lead, the hare decided to take a nap under a shady tree. He thought he had plenty of time to rest. "I'll just take a quick snooze while the hedgehog catches up," he thought. He closed his eyes and drifted off to sleep. Meanwhile, the hedgehog kept moving steadily, step by step, never rushing, but never stopping either. He knew that slow and steady wins the race. When he saw the hare sleeping, he smiled and quietly passed him by. He didn't make a sound, just kept moving forward. When the hare woke up, the sun was already setting. He stretched and yawned, feeling refreshed. Panicking, he dashed towards the finish line, but it was too late. He ran as fast as he could, but he couldn't make up for the time he had lost. The hedgehog had already crossed it. He had won the race with his steady pace. The hare was shocked. He couldn't believe that the slow hedgehog had beaten him. "How did this happen?" he asked. He was genuinely puzzled. The hedgehog smiled wisely and said, "Speed isn't always important." He had a lesson to share. With patience and determination, you can surpass even the fastest. The hare listened and realized the truth in the hedgehog's words. From that day on, the hare learned not to make fun of others. He understood that everyone has their own strengths. He also became good friends with the hedgehog, and they spent a lot of time together. They enjoyed each other's company and learned from one another. So remember, kids, patience and steady effort can take you far. It's not always about being the fastest, but about being consistent and determined. Thanks for listening, and see you next time. Keep these lessons in mind and you'll do great things.